Hi everyone, it's me Ryan here. Today we'll be taking a look at this. What this is basically a portable NVMe USB drive. You can build one of these less than $100 and it's definitely less than those type of pre-made NVMe drives out there that you can buy off the shelf. Something like the Samsung T5 SSDs, as this one here can expand the storage capacity and at the same time put in faster drives that come out in the future. So let's jump right in. So to do this, you'll need two items. One is either an NVMe or SATA SSD in the M.2 form factor. You will need a casing which is either an NVMe or a SATA based casing. This one depends on your drive, so if you get an NVMe drive, you need an NVMe casing. Now for cost of making one of these. Basically, there's two tiers that you can split this into. The first tier is the NVMe tier, where you'll need an NVMe casing like this, and an NVMe drive. Another tier, which is the SATA based tier, which means you can't use this same NVMe casing. You can use another SATA based casing, which it would be cheaper compared to the NVMe casing, and a SATA based SSD, which is in that case a 2.5-inch drive. But do note that those are becoming really rare nowadays as the industry is mostly moving towards NVMe drives. So if you can find a SATA based drive, then you can go for the SATA based option as it will save you some money. Also, the price also varies on how much storage you want in one of these. As you gotta keep in mind that the storage capacities is basically endless, as you can choose either a 256 all the way up to a 1TB to 2TB drive, so that will affect your pricing too. Now you'll be wondering what is the difference between an NVMe drive and a SATA based drive. Well, I'm gonna show you guys a diagram over here that is basically the first few prongs of the SSD, the gold contact pins, is the one of the main ways to tell apart the NVMe drive compared to a normal SATA based drive. Okay, for the things that the drive achieves, they both store the same amount of capacities depending on what capacity you buy. The only difference here is the speed. NVMe drives are a lot faster compared to SATA based drives. SATA based drives are operating at the speed of what your hard drive can operate, and basically in all, both of them achieve the same purpose. Just that one is cheaper. Now let's talk about the speed of the drives. Well, for this drive casing here that I have, it's rated all the way up to 1 GB per second with a Type-C interface. So with this Type-C interface, you can use it to interface directly to MacBooks without a need of a USB cable. And for Windows laptops, it does come with a Type-C to USB cable. So basically the 1 GB per second, you won't be hitting the limit of that, as mostly it's going to be bottlenecked by other things in your system, either through the USB interface or your hard drives in the system, or maybe your download speed if you're downloading stuff to here. So just keep that in mind. For the NVMe housing that I got, it came with the housing itself, with 3 thermal pads, some installation screws, and a Type-C to USB cable. Now for the installation, it's actually quite simple. For the housing that I got, it's just removing the 4 screws at either end of the housing with the included screwdriver, though it's not magnetic. If you do have a magnetic one, I would recommend you using that. Take out the sled, and then install the drive onto the slot. The direction is self-explanatory, there's only one way the drive can go in. Then just stack 3 of the thermal pads together, as it provides you with 3, just stack all 3 of them on top of one another, so that to ensure the drive have enough cooling, because when you slide the sled back into the drive casing, the top of the drive should be touching the top of the casing to ensure proper heat dissipation. Screw in all the screws and you're done. Quite easy. So overall, installation is actually quite simple for this type of drives. Not only is it easy for you to make, it's just very little steps just to do to get a working drive, and you also save quite a fair bit of money as you're not paying other people to build for you a drive in already quite a small form factor. This is surprisingly small. Yes, compared to normal hard drive, something like this, it is a lot smaller as you can see in size, and not only that, it's also more expensive to get more storage. So you say this is a 500 gig drive, you have to get the same 500 gigs for in this type of NVMe configuration. It's going to cost a lot more, as hard drives are generally easier to make compared to NVMe drives. But the advantage of this is that this is not drop resistant. If you drop it, your data is most likely gone, unless you're really lucky. Compared to this, where you're only going to get a dent in the chassis and that's all. So it's more drop resistant, so in theory you can have safer storage, as long as you get a drive that is reliable. Something like a Samsung Evo drive, those are quite reliable, but they're a bit more on the expensive side. So in all, I feel it's a worthwhile trade-off to build your own USB drive like this compared to buying a hard drive like this if you want a bit more portability and safety of your storage as well, because I've personally encountered a few times where I dropped the drive like this and the external hard drive and all my data is gone. You're only safe in buying this type of external drive. Let's say you buy the Samsung QVO ones where I know there's one Samsung Magician, I think T5 SSD, where there's already a SSD in here, so there's no spinning platters that break. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, share, comment down below. And feel free to check out my other videos. All the parts that I used during the video will be linked in the description down below. And with that, I'll say peace out and see you guys next time.